turtles. Turtles counted on 1, 2, 3, 4. Turtles. Mutant chain reaction. Turtles. Living underground. Turtles. Ninjutsu action. Turtles. It's a shell of a town. Turtles counted on 1. Live by the code of the martial arts. 2. They're the finalists. Someone else starts. 3. Always stick together no matter what. 4. If all else fails, then it's time to keep on.
Alright, so I said I was going to make a review of my Ninja Turtle figures, and that's obviously what this video is. It's going to go over a lot of figures, not just the turtles, although that is what I'm going to start with. It's going to go over the turtles, Casey Jones, the Shredder, and a foot soldier. Alright, so we're going to start with the first turtle that I ever bought, Raphael. This isn't the original one that I bought. This is the original one that I bought. This is the one that my friend gave me. So, that's the one I'll be reviewing. First off, he comes with his weapons, the twin size. Obviously it's plastic, so it's a little bit bent. Alright, so the face, they, it looks like they really molded the faces after the old Ninja Turtle figures, the original ones from the 80s cartoon, which is pretty good. I like that. Although it's only really this figure that has kind of the old design, which is really cool. It's kind of like a little throwback to the old style. And what I mean by that is the mouth. That's, I think, how all the figures looked. But yeah, so he's got his red bandana on. Each figure has their bandana, so it looks like it's like blowing in the wind or something like that. His is going off to that direction. I probably would have rathered maybe to have the bandanas just kind of like pointed down, because I don't usually like it when things look like they're moving in the wind. It's just kind of dumb. Now, each turtle has a different color scheme for their green, which is something that I really liked. I think it gave them a little bit more personality. Now, Raphael has the brightest color green. Here's another turtle. There's Leonardo. You can see that they are very differently colored. His is green. His is a little more darkened, which is, I think, really cool, and I really like how they did that. The shells are all the same, which is okay, because the shells look awesome. Well, obviously they're not all the same because he has his thing for his sai there, and I'll bring Leonardo in again. Leonardo has his katanas and his sheaths on his back, so they had to do something different with the Leonardo. So yeah, the shells are the same, but there are slight differences in Leonardo's and everything like that. You can see the shells are pretty detailed. They're really nice looking. Also, the belts are also pretty cool looking. Kind of dirty looking. Really cool. I like that. As you can see, the belts and stuff are on there like that. So you can kind of see lines in the shells and stuff where if you were to take them off, there would just be like an empty kind of like line there. The size can fit in there, but putting them in there bends them, so I'm not going to put them in there. The size fit really, really well in his hands. They're not loose or anything. They fit just perfectly, pretty much. Alright, as for articulation, head moves all the way. I think it's kind of stuck. Alright, I don't want to loosen it too much. Let me see my other Raphael, see if his head moves. His head moves, but not too well. So I guess the heads don't move too well. Now the arms move up. The elbows rotate, as do the hands. So yeah. The legs are in a really odd position. You have to put pretty much all the legs in really weird positions to make them be able to stand, and I have no idea why. But yeah, the legs move up a little bit, back a little bit. You know, they can rotate halfway around. Yeah, these figures aren't great for articulation. They released like an entirely different wave of figures. I think I think it might have been the second wave of figures, but they released a second version of all the turtles and gave them a bit better articulation. They made it so that you could open their arms and close them, like open close, which was pretty cool. It was good, but you don't really need them because these figures are good enough on their own. Alright, so that about does it for Raph. He is a very nice figure. Like I said, he was the first one I have, so I'm a bit sentimental about the figure. He's really great looking. Whoa. He's definitely one of the best figures from this line. Alright, now we have everyone's favorite Ninja Turtle, Michelangelo. Obviously, Michelangelo is wearing the orange bandana. Instead of going to the right, his bandana is going to the left. Or I guess it's going to the right if you look from that way, but whatever. His face is much different from Raphael's because he is smiling, he's happy, whereas Raphael was a bit angry. Yeah, it's kind of goofy looking. I would have rathered a better expression, but I don't know. It's just very, very, very dumb looking. So again, the turtles' colors are different. His is kind of in the middle of Raphael's and Leonardo's. He is definitely the closest to Raphael. So, yeah. His head is kind of perpetually looking up. That's kind of weird. You can't really move it down too much. And I think it's his pose. He's really weird. This figure is really different than I remembered it being. His neck is very high up. He's a lot taller than a lot of the other turtles because he's kind of in a more standing position. Like, look at that. He pretty much towers over Leonardo. I'm actually not that big a fan of this figure. I think it's because of his legs. His legs are in a very, very awkward pose. More so than the other turtles. And it's like I said, it's because he's standing up straight. None of the other turtles are standing up straight, but he is. Yeah. But aside from that, he's pretty much the same. He's got the shell. He has no place to put his nunchucks except for his hands. Here's his nunchucks. They look very good. Again, they fit very well into his hand. They are a little bit more loose than some of the other weapons. But yeah, here you got him with his nunchucks in his hand. Yeah, there's just something off about this figure that I'm not too crazy about it. As a kid, Michelangelo was my favorite character, so yeah, I don't know. There's something very off about the figure. It's very off-putting. Alright, now we have Donatello. He is not my favorite turtle, but I think he's my favorite figure. Alright, so, again, his head is different. He is smiling a bit. He is looking a little more, his expression's kind of in the middle of Michelangelo's and Raphael's. He is definitely serious looking up top, but he's kind of smiling, kind of more like you're about to get your butt kicked, kind of smiling. I really love the color purple and the color of his skin, or I guess it's skin. Turtles have skin? I don't know. But they clash really well, and I really like the look of them together. Really cool looking. Donatello has the darkest skin. He is much darker than Leonardo, much darker than Raphael, and pretty much darker than Michelangelo. So again, he's got the shell, and he's got a place to put his bow staff. His bow staff actually fits in his little holster, which is really cool. I believe he came with 2. I only have 1. But, you know, I don't really want to keep his bow staff in his pouch because he looks really great holding his bow staff. I don't know if I like him better with holding it one hand or holding it with both hands. I think he could look better with it with both hands, but I don't know. Either way, he looks really cool. Articulation-wise, head moves again, not so much backwards. Arms move up, like that. Rotate around, rotate. The hands and stuff are really weird. Not the hands, but the way that the arms and stuff move are really awkward. The leg doesn't seem to want to move that way, but it will move this way. It'll move inwards, not outwards. That one does move outwards and inwards, so yeah. Definitely, this is definitely my favorite of the turtles. Like I said, not character-wise, but figure-wise, absolutely. He's got a great weapon. He looks great holding it. And I really love the colors. It's really, really great looking. Alright, so I said as a kid my favorite turtle was, well, my favorite turtle started off as Raphael, and then it switched to Michelangelo, and now it's Leonardo. I really love Leonardo. I searched for this figure longer than I ever searched for a figure before, and I still haven't searched for a figure as long as I've searched for Leonardo since. He was pretty rare when they all first came out. He was the hardest to find. I believe it was him and Splinter. I'm sure Shredder sold out. But he was actually one of the first figures I picked up. But yeah, Leonardo took me forever to find, and that was just a pain. So anyway, obviously Leonardo wears the blue bandana. Again, it's going off to the side. He's kind of got the same expression as Donatello, only instead of having the smile open on that side, it's open on that side. I would have liked to have seen a turtle just with their mouth closed. Like, he looks really good like that. He looks nice and serious that way, but he's kind of more happy that way. I think if any of the turtles should have had their mouths closed for the figures, it should have been Leonardo. He is pretty much the same body as all the turtles, only he's got, you know, the straps here for his katanas and his sheath. This is supposed to be moved over a little bit. There we go. Yeah, same kind of detail on the sheath and stuff. Really nice, kind of looking worn out, stuff like that. You can unbuckle it there, but I wouldn't recommend that. Yeah, it looks really good. Again, the color's different. Gone over that a couple times so far. I'm not going to do it again because I've already compared Leonardo. So, his legs, again, are in a very awkward pose. I really wish the figures didn't have these weird poses. But then again, since I'm kind of disappointed with the way Michelangelo looks, it's kind of better, I guess, this way. But yeah. So, he probably looks the best with his swords sheathed. But they fit in really well. They just go in and they come out just as easily. Really cool. His one hand is loose. This sword... Oh, wait, no, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. This sword, or this hand doesn't hold the sword as well as this one does. I mean, it's not, like, to the point where it's, like, falling out or anything, but it's still pretty weird. He looks really great. He probably has my favorite of the weapons. Yeah, I love Leonardo. Great figure. Next to Donatello, he's probably my favorite figure. Yeah, it's just really cool. Alright, now that we got the turtles out of the way, let's, I feel like I'm losing my voice. Let's talk about some of the other characters. Alright, here we have, Casey Jones. His face looks kind of, doesn't look so great. He kind of looks like Rambo for some reason. They didn't do such a great job with the paint, because you can see there on his hair, it's skin colored, which is just very bizarre. Again, skin colored. He's got some really weird face going on. He's looking off into one direction, which I never like on a figure. I think they should be looking straight ahead. And he's got some weird frowny face going on. He's sad for some reason. He's wearing a muscle shirt. It looks nice. He's wearing some weird, just weird pants, focus, that have some stripe going down the sides of them, both sides. Then he's wearing these shoes here. He's wearing gloves on his hands, because he's kind of got some like sports theme going on here. Now the figure itself is not that great looking, but when you throw some of his accessories on him, like his hockey mask, that immediately makes him look much better. And he has a hockey stick, which fits very nicely into his hand, and he uses it as a weapon. Although it makes him a bit top heavy, and he can't stand up too well with it. So articulation wise, his head moves, again, doesn't move all the way around. Arms can move like that, they can move up, move like that. Hands can rotate, same with that one. Legs can move up to a certain amount, a certain point, same with that. Now he has an action feature, which I hate. Goes like that. I mean, it's kind of cool, but if you're a kid. But if you're a collector, it just really limits the posability, because you can't really move his legs too well. And again, you have to pose his legs in a really weird position. You can't just have him kind of like standing like that. The two legs are at the same pose, but you have to spread them apart, which is just so weird. But, I mean, he does look cool. He does have that going on for him. Definitely hockey mask on looks much better. That's just a given. Alright, so now we got a foot soldier. Very basic figure, just wearing a black mask. Bandana down, which I would have liked for the turtles. His eyes look pretty cool. He definitely, the foot soldiers definitely look intimidating. They look much better than the robots with socks on their heads from the old 80s show. So he's got the kind of shredder insignia there. He's just wearing kind of like a gray robe with just a black kind of shirt and pants underneath. Again, with the weird stances that they have to be in. That's probably my only complaint with the line, is that they have to be in just the weirdest poses. He comes with a sword, and I believe he came with a shuriken. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, definitely a cool looking figure, but definitely not one of the best. Articulation wise, The head moves, again, limited. This moves around like that, which looks really weird and it's kind of fun. His arms move like that. This one, oh yeah, they move up, down. Actually, this one doesn't. Oh, there we go. Alright, yeah, hands rotate. The waist moves, which I'm actually surprised at. It moves one way, but not the other, which is really weird. Like, it doesn't want to... Oh, no, never mind. Legs move up, down, and they rotate. So, yeah. Definitely not one of the best figures, but it still looks cool, and it's kind of an essential figure. Alright, so now we got the main man himself, Shredder. This was the second figure that I picked up, alongside Raphael. Alright, so his helmet looks great. Yeah, I mean, it almost looks like there's not even anyone in there, which is just really, really great. You can see that there's pretty much just darkness, and you can see two beady red eyes, which is great. I think the mask looks a lot like the one from the movies. More specifically, the one from the second one. Yeah, it looks really good. Nice detail. Kind of looks like it's worn out a bit. Yeah, he's got cool little shoulder pads with some spikes on them. They're obviously plastic. He looks very shiny. I like the blue. He's wearing his little skirt with this kind of thing going on here. This stuff lifts up and it's rubber, so you can move his legs and stuff. Really cool. This is definitely one of the best designed figures. Probably my favorite figure out of the entire set. I like him better than all the Turtles. I like him better than Casey Jones. I like him better than all the other figures I've gotten from the Ninja Turtle line. He's just awesome looking. Now he comes with this little weird staff thing. Yeah, doesn't fit too well in his hand. He's got these claws. They're plastic, so they're obviously bent. Just like pretty much any Wolverine figure ever. But yeah. Really awesome looking. Got more stuff there. Articulation wise, head barely moves. Arm moves up, but it's hindered by his pad here. Moves backwards, hindered. There's nothing at the elbow. His hand can rotate. This one moves up, and this moves around. Again, hand rotates. Waist can move all the way around. The waist is very loose, though. The legs can move up very far. Very far so that he's actually sitting, which is very rare for these Ninja Turtle figures. Again, you have to kind of find the right pose for him. He's not as bad as the others. He actually stands up straight, but you just got to find the right pose for him. It's very easy to find, but it can cause some troubles. Alright, so I figured I'd throw in one more figure here. This is a figure that when I was a kid, I looked for this figure forever. And, you know, I got him one day and I was so excited. This is kind of like an unmasked Shredder. Really cool. You can kind of like build him, give him some armor. Although, obviously, I got him when I was a kid, so most of his stuff is missing, including, unfortunately, his helmet. His helmet was a rubber piece, just went over his head. The head looks very nice, very accurate to the show. Got his long hair here. Pretty much the same kind of outfit as the regular Shredder, only his was kind of a shade of blue. This is just pure gray. Like, let me get a little comparison in here. You can see that. That noise is my chair, by the way. You can see blue, gray. And I actually just noticed this now, but since his arm is kind of like this to the side, his is like that too, which is actually a really nice touch. Yeah, it moves out like that. See, here's the only part of his armor that I still have. You just take it off, put it on. Pretty cool. I really like that. Although the only reason I really wanted it was just so I can unmask Shredder. So it's not really too big a problem that his mask is off. Yeah. Very nice figure. I would recommend picking it up. This video could go on for a very, very long time. So sometime soon, probably not, very soon, I'll plan it out kind of far away. But I'll make a second video showing all the other figures because I have a lot of figures. I have a lot of vehicles from this line. Yeah, so I look forward to doing that. I hope you enjoyed this. This was a pretty fun video for me to make. It was just great because I got to look at my old Ninja Turtles again. And, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned next time when I go over so many more figures.